Barber's shot blocked by Middleton goes wide. Kept in by McLeish. Off for Leach. Tough angle shot. He missed. Almost hit McCauley. McCauley went down, avoiding it. Clark keeps it in. Clark maneuvering. Middleton checks him. Onto the boards. It's pried loose. McLeish. Leach over there. Back to Barber. Barber shoots. Save. Petty dropped at the right time. Clark keeps it in. Clark in the corner. 13 seconds left. He's looking for Wilson. To Leach. In front. Save. Petty, a beauty. Moved right across. And the Bruins clear it. A beauty unleashed by Jim Petty, who came right across on him. And Boston back at full strength. The applause for Petty. Here's a steal. In goes Schmatz. In. Save. Stevenson. Another shot. Trickles wide. Schmatz right in. Could have really put them within range, but that one. And Stevenson made the stop, and Schmatz had another glittering opportunity.
Well, Bobby Schmatz is running in extremely tough luck. He has yet to score a goal in this 1978-79 season. He moves in here with his head up, tries to get Stevenson to commit himself, but he's not going to do it. And then, of course, he lost his leverage. He left the puck out in front. But sometimes with Bobby Schmatz, a good shot like he's got, 15 feet, if you're having a problem. We mentioned it in the game Thursday night against the Islanders. You close your eyes and drill it. Let the goaltender worry about it. But Bobby Schmatz has had a couple of glittering scoring opportunities. On the first one, he made a very fine play, but Stevenson managed to get his stick on it with a second effort. And in this one, he just wouldn't be committed, and Schmatz came right up to him and tried to flip it over top.
Boston trails 5-2. Milbury trying to rush. He's broken up. Back goes O'Brien in the forecheck Evans, and icing called on the play. Atlanta at Montreal. Atlanta undefeated, but now they trail Montreal. Ouls and Lafleur scoring for Montreal. Lysiak for Atlanta. Montreal 2, Atlanta 1 at the end of 1. And Labatten has scored for Detroit. They lead Pittsburgh 1-0 first period. And the Islanders lead Washington 1-0 on a goal by Bob Bourne first period. Here it's 5-2 Philadelphia. 5 goals by the Flyers in the first period.
And the Atlanta Flames are looking to tie a record held by the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal tonight. 14 games without a defeat at the start of the season. Atlanta has gone 13.
The Bruins had the face-off, but the shot stopped by Lapointe, and he clears it out. Milbury quickly to Jonathan. Right back. Off for Rattel. He can't get it. Milbury follows up, keeps it in. In front, Jonathan. Save by Stevenson. Puck loose. Rattel, a backhander. It goes wide. Rattel in the corner. Checked by Kelly. And they still battle. And the Flyers knock it out to center ice. Milbury there. Bruins getting chances here in the second period. Battling back with solid goaltending by Jim Petty. Jonathan in the check on the play against Murray. Rattel battling. Rattel trying to center it. But Philadelphia takes it. And Evans works it out. Evans to Kelly. Into the Boston end. Kelly, Milbury. And Kelly wraps him up. And the battle for it in the corner. Hoyda on Rattel. And the Bruins trying to work it out. Can't. Kelly keeps it in. A pass up and a score! A quick backhander. And Philadelphia goes in front as Mel Bridgman gets the goal.
Well, a little centering pass here by Bob Kelly. Right onto the stick of Bridgman, and he just turned it into the far corner off that far goal post. And the Flyers out in front 6-2 as Boston came storming into the Flyers' end. Jonathan had a great chance, but hit the side of the net on a drive that was going to the top corner. And finally, the Flyers score with a drive by Bridgman on a pass from Kelly. It comes at 14:41 of the second period.
Bridgman second of the night. Bridgman, Holmgren, Evans, McLeish, and Leach scored in the first period. So a big goal there by Mel Bridgman as Flyers clear it out now. Doak getting it back to center ice, stopped by Daly. And DuPont moves it up to the Boston line. Jammed up, cleared away. McNabb with it. McNabb, Cashman. Cashman plays it in the corner, but back for it is Callender. Checked by McNabb. DuPont trying to move it out. A battle on the boards. McNabb to O'Reilly. O'Reilly checked by DuPont and McLeish. And it bounced around, and McLeish has it. He starts away. And an offside called. We're in the second period with the score. Philadelphia 6 and Boston 2.
Dodge is convenience. All your automotive needs under one roof. Products like imported Colt, domestic St. Regis, and Dodge trucks, plus parts and service. Your New England area Dodge dealer has it all.
Dodge is all of the above.
Shop and save at the one-stop shop, your New England area Dodge dealer today.
.428 left. Face-off outside the Boston line. Bob Miller is centering Dwight Foster and Al Secord against Leach, Clark, and Barber for Philadelphia. 6-2, the Flyers lead. Petty comes out of the net to clear it up the boards for Secord. Secord starts it back. He scored his first NHL goal. He's checked by Clark and got a little lesson there from Clark. A super checker, always has been, now in his 10th year in the NHL. Puck cleared down. No icing, they say. O'Brien has to play it. Almost lost it. Up the boards, Foster, Miller, center ice. Miller breaks over the line. Miller going wide. A quick shot saves Stevenson. A battle behind the net. And Barber, Secord. And a face-off call. From the Boston Garden, you're watching Boston Bruins hockey.
How come I always get the heavy end?
Because I always buy the beer.
Good point.
Oh, man, I don't know about you, but I needed this break. Have some popcorn.
Lovely view.
Yeah.
Don't just reach for a beer. Head for the mountains. Bush.
Play on. Doak clears it in. Marcotte after it, centers it, but it's skated off by DuPont. And DuPont fires it out, and a heavy hit, Jonathan, on DuPont. Oh, he flattened him in the corner. Middleton turns the net, starts it back, flashes center ice. Rick Middleton over the line, trying to go right through. He's knocked down by the two defensemen. Marcotte throws a hit on Hoyta, but Evans starts it back for Philadelphia. He scored his first NHL goal. Evans works it in with a shot wide of Petty. Jonathan takes a hit from Evans. Rick Smith moves it up. Middleton, Marcotte trying to break. But they lose it to Hoyta. And now Middleton hit by Hoyta. Jonathan knocked down by DuPont as DuPont got back in retaliation for the check. With the puck, Smith to Middleton. He breaks with Jonathan, and Marcotte 3-on-2. In for Marcotte. Scores! Don Marcotte cut the corner. And wait a minute. No goal, says. Let's see what McCauley's calling here. Is it a goal or not? The light went on.
He's called it no goal. I think the puck hit the goalpost on the far side. Looked like it was going across. Somehow Stevenson may have grabbed it or deflected it wide of going over the goal line. He waved it off very quickly down here in the left corner. Here's the play, a beautiful play by Marcotte. Now watch the puck as he turns to the backhand, scoops it, hit the goalpost. In behind Stevenson. Somehow he got a piece of it or it hit the goalpost. Marcotte thought it was in, but the referee, John McCauley, is ruling it no goal.
Well, the light went on, and I went with the light. I couldn't see the puck, but I assumed it was behind Stevenson and over the line.
Well, right here, Marcotte puts his stick up in the air. I thought it was in behind Stevenson. Marcotte thought it was in, but it didn't go across the line, evidently. McCauley waved it off, and he was in good position to call the play. He was over at the side of the net, on the side where the puck came across the goal line, but Marcotte put his stick up in the air. I was sure it was in, but McCauley very quickly waved it off.
You're watching Boston Bruins hockey from Boston Garden.
Get New England Magazine's super sports coverage, plus pages of news and entertainment. Sunday in the Boston Sunday Globe.
Play on now with 2:30 left here in the period, and McLeish over the line. Just check on a sweep check by Sims. Cashman starts it back to O'Reilly. Lost it at the Philadelphia line. And the puck to Collender. Collender over the line. Broken up. Kept in by McLeish. Shot missed. Cashman starts it back. 6-2 the Flyers. Up to McNabb. McNabb trying to work it in. Broken up by McLeish. Back comes Sims for McNabb. McLeish broke it up. McNabb battling him. It goes to Bridgman, and Bridgman out to Collender. Collender, one man back. Shot save, Petty. Back comes Milbury. To be broken up by McLeish. McLeish tripped by Milbury. Hurt down on the ice. McLeish hurt on the play. He was cut. And another swarm of players now. And Bridgman starting to move in, and the Bruins started a line change. The Flyers sent out some extra players, and McLeish went down, appears to be cut. Milbury was checking him, and he's cut on the eye, near the left eye apparently.
May have gotten a stick as he tried to check. Here's Milbury, number 26. Oh, there's the stick. Hit him right in the face as Milbury was making an effort to get close to McLeish to move in to check him, and his stick came up and hit him in the face. He is being helped off the ice. The Flyers, realizing that he may have been seriously hurt, rushed off the bench with the trainer. The Bruins came off, and of course McCauley not wanting to have anything break out.
5-minute major to Milbury for injuring McLeish, and the Bruins will be shorthanded for 5 minutes.
Well, a high sticking penalty causing injury to the head or face of an opposing player carries an automatic 5-minute major penalty, so that if McCauley was calling a minor infraction, he would be forced into making it a 5-minute major penalty. It's automatic. It's in the book. The Bruins are arguing the point. It seemed to me from the replay, although I did not see it clearly at the outset, that it was accidental. But McCauley did have his hand up. I believe he was going to call, possibly was going to call, a 2-minute high sticking infraction against Milbury. We don't know for sure, but he's given him a 5-minute major, and if he was going to call a 2-minute minor, it would be automatically 5. Well, here's in replay. Now watch the play coming up. This is McLeish moving for the puck. He's trying to find it. Here's Milbury coming with the play to move in to check him, and his stick caught him in the face. Or I would assume it's the face, somewhere in that area. He went down and off to the dressing room as Marcotte talks to McCauley.
And the Bruins, of course, realize the impact of a 5-minute major here. 6-2 lead for Philadelphia. 1:39 left in the second period. And, of course, with a major, he can't come back until he serves the full 5 minutes. Detroit and Pittsburgh are tied 2-2 second period. The Islanders lead Washington 2-0 second period. And Montreal in front of Atlanta 2-1 in the second period. Here the Bruins battle back with Jim Petty taking over in the goal for Gilbert after Philadelphia scored 5 goals in the first period. Bruins coming back with 2, but then Bridgman from Kelly at 14:41, and it is a 6-2 lead for the Flyers. Coming up between periods, Tom Larson will have the sports update and a feature on Bob McCammon, the new coach of the Philadelphia Flyers from the Maine Mariners. Then Johnny Pearson and I will be back with an analysis of the second period of tonight's game. It's all during our second intermission, so stay tuned as the Bruins still argue with John McCauley, Don Cherry calling a conference, but Milbury has a 5-minute major, and McLeish has gone to the dressing room. Already wincing in a fight with Wilson. 12-stitch cut over the eye, over the right eye, and that happened in the first period, evidently butted by Wilson's helmet in that fight. Wensink out for the rest. A disconsolate Mike Milbury sits in the box. We're waiting for the faceoff to the right of Jim Petty, who has been a bright note in this second period, beaten only by the Bridgman goal and never had a chance on that one, and he's kicked out some beauties. The Flyers now with the power play. Clark, Barber, Leach, Daly, and Wilson. Boston, Rattel, Schmatz, Sims, and O'Brien. Back to Wilson. Shots. Save by Jim Petty and the clear by Schmatz. Wilson, a 19-year-old out of junior hockey, one of the first picks by Philadelphia. Leach flips it in. Petty hangs on, clears it, but Clark is there. Check. And O'Brien can't move it out. Clark back for Daly. Shot and a save by Petty, and he hangs on a faceoff to the left of the goaltender as Bob Daly, 6'5", about 210 pounds, can sting him from the blue line, and he had plenty of authority on that one.
And there's all kinds of shots in the National Hockey League. Some players have that heavy, good, solid shot. As we look at that youngster, he's only 19 years of age. He will be 20 in December. 6'3", 215 pounds. He played last year in Kingston. 18 goals, 58 assists, 76 points. Good, strong defenseman.
Draw to Daly. Daly clears it around. 1:05 left. Only break the Bruins get is the period will end in a minute. But the Flyers keep it in. Back to Leach. He drills. What a stop by Jim Petty on Reg Leach. As fine a bit of reaction in the goal as you want to see. Great glove reaction.
And I think that shot hit something on the way in. Petty was going for it in the center of the net. Then all of a sudden, here's Reggie Leach. Now watch the double reaction by Petty. At this moment, look at him. He's stopping it. Now all of a sudden he realizes, hey, it's going the other way. And he reaches out with that glove. And what a big stop. He was off balance, so it made it even tougher. But a great second reaction, what looked like a second reaction by Jim Petty on that drive by Reg Leach.
55 seconds left in the period. Got a lot of time on the penalty to Milbury. And Dean works it in. Still has it. Wheeling around. Back for Wilson. Wilson intercepted by O'Brien. O'Brien moves it out of the zone. It's knocked back in. O'Brien trying to clear it. Can't. Daly keeps it in. Pass stop. Bounces. Collender. Shot. Blocked. And goes to center ice. Marcotte and Miller out there now. Miller checking Wilson. Puck goes to Dean. Now O'Brien. Back for Sims. 15 seconds left. Up it goes to Miller. Miller to Marcotte. Trying to move in. And Dean knocks Marcotte down. And back comes Bridgman. Clearing it in. Sims drives it up. No, and that's it as Daly got a backhander away. 3:21 left on that major penalty to Mike Milbury as Petty holds the fort. After 2 periods of play, the score, Philadelphia 6 and Boston 2. Stay tuned for our second intermission after these messages.
Me about property taxes. Now they tell me to vote for classification. Well, if I do, the tax on my house goes up. And that's going to tax the pumps, the lifts, the tools, everything twice as much. What are those politicians trying to pull? Classification won't cut government spending. It'll just let them play around with our taxes. I'm not letting them do anything to my taxes but cut them. I'm voting no on question 1.
You're the one. You better watch your fries, or they may disappear before your very eyes.
McDonald's world-famous fries are so delicious, nobody can resist them. So watch out.
Keep your eyes on your fries, they're too hard to resist. Keep your eyes on your fries, because no fries taste like this at McDonald's.
Keep your eyes on your fries.
We do it all for you.
We do it all for you. We do it all for
I know Ed King, and he's a taxpayer just like you. He understands how much the elderly, the poor, and the handicapped need property tax relief. Proposition 13 wasn't easy in California. I was attacked by the press, the politician, and the special interests. The same people attacking Ed King. Now even Governor Brown admits I was right. Democrat Ed King will do the same for you in Massachusetts, or my name isn't Howard Jarvis.
Ed King. It's going to take a strong Democrat to manage this state.
Every business has a best customer. This is TWA's best coach customer, the Full Fare Flyer. And on our airline, he flies Full Fare Coach. This is the Full Fare line, sir. It features separate check-in at major airports, round-trip check-in so you can skip the line coming back.
Your round-trip boarding passes, sir.
And special treatment in the air as well. TWA's Full Fare Coach. It's a class by itself for our best customer. TWA.
After 2 periods tonight, the Philadelphia Flyers 6 and the Bruins 2. And now Sports Update brought to you by Pastine, who will wine you and dine you. In college football, the top 4 national teams gained victories today. Top-ranked Oklahoma continued unbeaten with a 28-7 victory over Colorado in a game between 2 unbeaten. Second-ranked Penn State gave 5th-ranked Maryland their first loss, score there 27-3. In Southeastern action, 3rd-ranked Alabama beat Mississippi State 35-14. Number 4, Nebraska overwhelmed Kansas 63-21 as the Cornhuskers set a new team offense record of 799 yards in that game. Southern California tailback Charles White moved past O.J. Simpson on the Southern California all-time rushing list as the number 6 Trojans got by a troublesome Stanford club 13-7. And number 9, UCLA had a tough time with Pac-10 rival Oregon, but the Bruins came out on top 23-21. We'll check the New England college football scores after this message.
The taste of our fine California wine needs no introduction. The look of our new label does. Pastine.
And in today's New England college football, Boston College continued their losing streak. Villanova rushed for 408 yards to whip the Eagles 28-16. The loss puts Boston College's record now at 0-6, their worst start since 1951. Now a look at the other New England football scores for the day. And Fred Cusick and John Pearson will be along before the start of tonight's 3rd period with some of their comments on the game so far. Right now, we're at the end of 2 periods. It's Philadelphia 6 and Boston 2. Conversation now with the new coach of the Flyers about what to expect from the club, once known as the Broad Street Bullies.
Bob McCammon, not only did you make it to the National Hockey League, but you also made it with a team which has a great tradition, an expansion club, the first expansion club to win a Stanley Cup, and then the Flyers repeated the next year when they eliminated the Buffalo Sabres. And it must be quite a thrill not only to make it to the NHL, but to come to such a fine organization.
Well, definitely, Pete. I think, you know, for a young coach, I don't think you could ask for a better situation. Although, as you mentioned, there is a great winning tradition here, and there is a lot of pride both in the seats and in the locker room. So there's going to be a lot expected of the hockey team, and I hope we can live up to expectations.
Did you think that you would make it so fast? You jumped from the International League to the American League, and you won the Calder Cup with the Maine Mariners last year, and now in the National Hockey League, 3 jumps in such a short period of time.
Well, I don't think, Pete, coaches really think of their future. I think they think of the present, and I think every coach is the same. You do the best job you can at the time, and you always have that in the back of your mind that hopefully you'll get a chance in the National Hockey League. But I was just fortunate, I guess, that I got in with a good organization and had a winning season last year.
How about earning the respect of players? In the minor leagues, everyone's trying to make it to the major leagues, and once they made it to the majors and have established themselves, maybe they don't have to show as much respect to a coach. Maybe they have so much self-confidence. Did you find that a problem at all?
Well, to date, Pete, I've been very happy with the response of the players. They're professional people. They have the same thoughts as I do. They want to win, I want to win, and so there's no problems. As I mentioned, they're professional. If they weren't professional, like in the International League and the American League, you have players that maybe aren't going anywhere. They're a motivating problem. But here, everybody wants to win, and they have the same goal in mind.
You have someone who motivates the players who is on the ice, Bobby Clark, and he must be a great help to you.
Right. Bobby Clark is probably, in my experience in sports, probably the finest athlete I've seen. And I mean by that, not talent alone, but because of the way he works on the ice and off the ice. He's a dedicated, totally dedicated to the Flyers, and I think he's the one that makes it go on the ice for us.
How about the effect on your family of all the moving around and the uphill struggle to make it to the National Hockey League?
Well, they're the ones that pay the price, Pete. You know, you move, we've had 3 moves now, or 2 in the last 2 years, and that's very in high school now, but you find kids adjust, and in the long run, I think it'll be a good experience for them.
Bob, being in a new job, do you find it difficult to come home and forget about hockey?
Very much so, Pete. I think, you know, when you're in a game like hockey, and there's so much emotion involved in the game, I think any coach, I think it's impossible to come home and just forget about the hockey team and forget about the results of the previous game.
You at all nervous about your new job?
Well, I think so, Pete, but I think, you know, every coach is nervous about his position and worried about the success of the hockey team. I think that's natural. I think if you don't worry, you're in trouble.
You succeeded someone who was very successful here in Philadelphia, Fred Shero, who has now gone on to the New York Rangers. How do you feel about living up to someone else's record of the past, someone who was successful, or just taking over for someone like that?
Well, I gave that a lot of thought, and I think, Pete, you know, Freddie was a great coach. He still is a great coach. He was one of the first men to use what they call a system. He's had great success here with the Flyers. He won 2 Stanley Cups, you know. The team was always up in first place or second place. They always did well in the playoffs. But the last couple of years, the hockey team, because of age mostly, started to slip. And I think that, along with the fact that Freddie did quit the Philadelphia Flyers, has made my job somewhat easier, especially with the players.
I'm Boom Boom Jeff Rayon, and I think no one should play hockey without a good face mask. I know about masks because I know about sticks, elbows, pucks, and what they can do to your eyes, your nose, and your teeth. That's why you should have one of the best masks money can buy, a Cooper mask. Cooper made great equipment when I played the game. They still do. I just wish they had Cooper masks when I was a kid. I could have been beautiful.
How do you top the great value of the Mazda RX-7 sports car? With another great value, introducing the '79 Mazda GLC. A great little car with great mileage and more. It's versatile and now has a more powerful 4-cylinder engine. The Mazda GLC, just $38.95.
The more you look, the more you like.
Zenith announces a breakthrough. System 3. System 3. The best Zenith ever. The best ever. A brand new picture tube for the sharpest Zenith picture ever. Sharpest picture. And an all-new modular chassis. All new. Designed to be the best performing, the most reliable color TV in Zenith history. The most reliable. Zenith. System 3. System 3. It's the best Zenith ever.
Join TV38 this Sunday for an afternoon of fine drama. First at noon, Roy Scheider leads an elite group of New York City detectives in the action-packed film The 7-Ups. Followed at 2 o'clock with Cloris Leachman's exceptional performance in the movie A Girl Named Suter. Then at 4 o'clock, Spencer Tracy portrays the last of the big-time politicians in the fine drama The Last Hurrah. Finally, at 7 o'clock, tune in for exciting hockey action as the Bruins take on the Stanley Cup winners, the Montreal Canadiens. That is the lineup for this Sunday, right here on TV38.
We are at the end of 2 periods of tonight's game from Boston Garden between the Bruins and the Flyers. It's Philadelphia 6 and Boston 2. With some of their thoughts.